if you haven't noticed from the quality of these videos, this is pretty off the cuff and shot usually just in one long continuous shot. And then we put it out there. But last week when we were doing the video on high cholesterol, got everything recorded and realized, shoot, there was some technical glitch, and so we had to reshoot it. And as I was driving home for lunch, I realized, there was a line in the first video that I didn't repeat when we kind of reshot it, and it was something to the effect of, wouldn't it be more ideal if we adopted a form of healthcare where we didn't even know what our cholesterol levels were? Okay, and if you've got some context for that, go and watch that video from last week, although we're going to unpack that a little bit here, because I just saw an article about the new Apple Watch that they released last week, or announced last week, and I saw this headline, and I thought, this is totally unbelievable, especially in the context of just like 2 months ago, we did a video on high blood pressure. The headline here, let me pull it up, says, Apple Watch hypertension alerts cleared by FDA for new and old watches. Okay, and I saw this headline, and I barely watch the news at all, and I definitely don't watch the tech news. I don't care. I live in my little bubble. Life is good. But I saw this headline just accidentally, and I had to open it up and see if this meant what I thought it meant. And sure enough, it did. It said Apple's new hypertension notifications announced Tuesday alongside the new Apple Watch SE3 Series 11 and Ultra 3, which I'm proud to say I have no idea what those are. They use data from the watch's existing optical heart sensor to, quote, analyze how a user's blood vessels respond to the beats of the heart. An algorithm will review this data over a 30-day period and notify users if it detects signs of high blood pressure. Okay, so I read this thing and I immediately thought, okay, which Apple executives just bought stock in our drug industry? Because this can clearly only have one outcome, and I'm sure the nobler-minded, altruistic people will think that outcome is saving lives. But if you go back and, again, watch our blood pressure video, if you want a little bit of a different contrarian perspective on this whole epidemic of high blood pressure that apparently we're experiencing, if you look at the prescription numbers, I don't think it's saving lives at all. It's just creating more prescriptions and possibly causing a lot of problems. What we're seeing here is a totally reductionist view of the human being. We are taking a human, which is a complex symphony of processes going on all the time, and reducing us down to a few lab values and a couple of measurable office orthopedic exams. That's not what we are. We're not the sum total of our blood panels, okay, our lipid panels, our blood pressure, and all these things. We are a lot more than that. There are reasons why our blood pressure fluctuates. There's reasons why our cholesterol can go up and down, and there's nothing to say that up or down are bad in and of themselves for any given individual at any given time anyway. But that's what we're being increasingly led to believe, that there are these values, and these values are normal. You have to fall within this range. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry needs to be, the average person. And that's such a myth. That's such a strange way of thinking that we have been led into. This, again, reductionism. It's stripped away 98% of what it means to be a human being. Physically, never mind the emotional, psychological, spiritual aspects of it. It's just physically, the raw biological machinery. It is ignoring 98% of who and what we are by just looking at a couple of dozen lab values and a few other measures that we can clinically quantify and saying this is our picture of health. It's utterly ridiculous. How can I prove that's ridiculous? Well, the United States of America is the country that does this best. We are reducing people to these values more than any other country, prescribing more medications than any other country, and we consistently rank the lowest of the entire developed world for any rational, reasonable, sane measure of what it means to be healthy. So what is this gaining us, this reductionistic mindset? Sickness, disease, and massive profits for not me and not for you, but for people in the pharmaceutical industry, and apparently a bunch of Apple executives who I swear must be buying stock in anti-hypertensive medications. This is insane. This is not going to save lives. This is not going to improve or increase health measures for anybody. This is just going to be more of the same. It's leading us down this tunnel. So I just intended this to be a short video. It's already getting long because I can rant without end about these things. They drive me nuts. I could not believe what I was seeing here. So I encourage you, if you have not watched our blood pressure video, I will figure out how to make it pop up here beside me so that you can see that, and I'll link to it in our description, and watch that, because as we see more and more of technology, AI, which I'm a big proponent of, I use AI all the time for my work and for my hobbies, but we're letting those things take over. We're letting absolutely cold, raw technology take over. Why? Exactly because we've been reduced to numbers, and that's not what we are as human beings. So if this makes sense to you, if this resonates with you, if seeing headlines about Apple Watch having hypertension alerts made you stop and think maybe this is too much, then I encourage you to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel. We do stuff like this all the time. We'll get more of this information out to you. So stay tuned. We have a lot more coming.